We are going off the rails. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this show dedicated to Disney and tangents. I am your host today, Frank, and that is according to the coffee cup that I have placed in front of me, courtesy of Denny and Rhino. I mean, more Denny. Rhino just helped along the way.
I asked a lot of questions.
Exactly.
You did.
You made the decisions when it came to Frank's drink. So.
Yeah. But thank you both for that. I'm happy to change my name to Frank, but I am Frank, the artist formerly known as Craig, and I will be your host for this week's episode of Off the Rails, and maybe a couple of them moving forward. We'll just have to wait and see how that all pans out. But joining me along this crazy, crazy episode, we have the one and only, the talented Mr. Rhino.
Hello.
Sorry, wickedly talented Mr. Rhino.
Wickedly talented.
And then, of course, also joining us is Denny.
Just Denny. Hi there.
Denny. Yeah. And the next couple episodes, at least if these are shown in order, will not be featuring Jackie Gailey. She's just not able to get down here currently at the moment. So I wish, we'll just have to try to channel her for these and try to okay, not in a mean way, Rhino.
I'm not, guys. Come on.
Okay, fantastic. Hey, before we get to this week's episode, I just want to remind you guys that this episode of Off the Rails is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel.
Oh, gee.
Is she from Fargo?
Yeah, I don't know. Now I've made Jackie Midwestern.
Yeah. Is she Midwestern Canadian?
Oh, gee. The pixie dust, It's so magical.
Yeah, sure, you
crap.
betcha.
Oh, crap.
Poor Jackie.
Oh, no. It's well, yes, poor Jackie in this situation, but we love Jackie. This week's episode of Off the Rails is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us even more, consider booking your next vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money, and you get the help of an amazing Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free no obligation quote, not our free no obligation quote. I can't give you one. I could, but I'm not going to. Okay, this week's episode of Off the Rails, we are going to begin our appreciation series. You could call it a 101 series. You could call it Stalling for Time series. I'm not quite sure how we want to do it, but I like the idea of calling it appreciation, because we're going to talk about each of the lands of the Magic Kingdom and just show them a little bit of love along the way.
Maybe.
Well, not everything's going to be all roses and lilacs and daisies. I can tell you that much. I mean, we might have to delay this series so long that by the time we get to Epcot, that hopefully a couple of the projects will be finished. Otherwise, it's not going to be all nice fun and games. But there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. But you know what? We're in this together.
That's why they call it a roller coaster, baby. Ups and downs.
Yeah. Is that tea caffeinated?
I might be.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I would not like you to call me baby anymore.
You got it, baby.
Thank you. Okay.
Did anyone who flew on the Millennium Falcon ask to not be called baby? I'm sure plenty.
That's true.
Okay.
It's true. Got it.
Fantastic.
It didn't stop Lando.
Yeah, it's correct.
I want to try to do a Lando voice. But
Should have worn my cape today of all days.
Do you have a cape?
No, but I'll get one.
You must.
Do I have a cape, actually?
I'm sure you've acquired one at some point in time.
I would think I like Superman so much. I would think I would have had a Superman cape.
Some superhero. Most superheroes wear capes. Not most superheroes wear capes.
I was going to ask you on the Tuesday show, and I know this is off the rails, so forgive me, but I was going to ask you on the Tuesday show when you two were talking about D23 Expo if you were going to dress up this year, but I didn't.
I am going and it is not sponsored by work, then 100% I will, because we are going to Star Wars Celebration, which is not sponsored by work, I believe, as of yet, and so I plan on having an outfit for that as well.
Yay. Excellent.
And I will not have an outfit. Yeah, I will be standing next to him very awkwardly. It's
Craig.
You're not even going to wear your lightsaber.
I would probably wear my lightsaber around, but that's about the end. I have nothing against dressing up. I dress up every Halloween with my wife, even though sometimes my costumes are not inspired. Some would call them lazy. But I still put in the effort and make the attempt to do so.
Regular Jim Halpert.
That's who I actually aspire to be. You know, I have done the name tag as a costume with that. I've done 3-hole punch Craig before. I've stolen all the good ones from him. But it's not that I don't like it. It's just I know how I always feel terrible for the people who like just look exhausted in the outfits that they choose out for it, because, you know, they want to wear it, but at the same time too, you're there all day and not everything is super comfortable. And, you know, if I could find something inspired by Disney that could also feel comfortable and I'd be okay with it, I'd maybe consider doing it a little bit. If my wife was there, I'd probably have to, but with Rhino, we can come up with some couples costumes, I guess.
There you go.
Why not?
It's not that hard to dress like a rebel, you know what I mean? Earth tones and
get Disney
lightsaber.
bound.
Yeah, it's like we'll make our own little characters. Yes.
A rebel with a lightsaber. Now I've heard everything.
I write my own story.
Oh. That's what I'll tell everyone.
There it is.
Okay,
I write my
There
own
it
story,
is.
baby.
Back to the parks.
Back to your regularly scheduled programming. I explained this is the appreciation series. We made the jokes about Epcot. And so now we are on to where we are starting out with the series. We're starting with Adventureland, which you clearly probably know by the title of this episode. Either that, the thumbnail. Hey, maybe you're even figuring that out from reading the description. I don't know how you figured it out, but you figured it out regardless. And if this is truly your first time hearing about what we're talking about, I'm sorry that it came so deep into this episode already. That's my bad. I'm not doing a great job at hosting, pushing this conversation along. But I guess that's also the point of Off the Rails. It's to see how much we can go off the rails on tangents. So here we are. But we're starting with Adventureland. I know the correct place to start would be Main Street USA, but Main Street USA, if you've heard on this show many times, and I know you have, that is a land that holds a lot of affection by Jackie Gailey. And so I felt, and confirmed it with Denny, that it would be not inappropriate, not disrespectful, but we'd be better served by having Jackie here for that conversation.
She should be here.
So
for that.
we're holding off on that. We'll end Magic Kingdom by going to Main Street USA as if we're walking out at the end of the day, and we'll just pick things up right with Adventureland. So I think since this is our first one that we're recording, I feel like I'm just going to kind of jump in and we'll figure out the format along the way. I know that's like the most awful way to do this, but we'll just go through. I have a park map up in front of me, and we'll go through what's currently on the map and talk about each thing individually by itself.
Sounds great, Frank.
Solo.
You got it, baby.
Thank you.
Cool,
Now
baby.
I'm able.
Cool.
I'm not able to transition into the next part of each of my speeches
Where did
until
we
I
say
hear
we
the
were
word
going?
baby. We're going to Adventureland.
Adventureland.
I just wanted to hear it out of your mouth again, baby.
Okie dokie.
I didn't make sure I didn't make it up.
No, he didn't. So, according to the park map of Magic Kingdom right now that we have on our website, wdwinfo.com, where you can see lots of awesome park maps from Walt Disney World, number 13 on the list, and the first in the list of Adventureland attractions happens to be the one, the only, just like Rhino, it's the Swiss Family Treehouse, of course, which is inspired by the classic Disney film. So I'm going to hold off on what I have to say about the treehouse because I know how Rhino feels a little bit. I want to hear how Denny feels because I don't remember if I've ever heard.
First of all, it kind of sounded like you were channeling your best Casey Kasem there. Number 13 on your park map, but
Down
number
to
1
this.
in your heart.
How is this the second time in a week that we have brought up Casey Kasem on a show? Well, I
Bless
guess the other one
him.
was a Patreon after show,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
still.
Casey. We miss you. The Swiss Family Treehouse. I enjoy the treehouse. Do I go up there all the time? No, I don't. But I do think that there's a lot of value in it. I like going and seeing the intricate detail that they put into each scene and vignette that they've got going on. I love how they've kind of shown how the family did what they could with what they had. And so somebody who likes to look at the teeny little details, I really enjoy getting to see the treehouse.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean but if it's closed, I'm not, weeping at the, at the sign that tells me it's closed or being refurbed or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Well, if it's being
fun.
refurbed, they're just trying to put some TLC into it. They're trying to get it all nice and clean and sparkly. I think Rhino just pulled up the old map.
Yep.
That I was talking about before. It's not in front of me. I saw those same round bubbles.
It literally has the dash 2012. Why do they have this on their website?
Always
It's 10 years old.
Always the most current things on the Disney sites.
Yeah, fantastic.
goodness.
Fantastic for that. Swiss Family Treehouse. I just genuinely enjoy this attraction so much. I know it is very simple. It's a walking attraction. I do hate the fact that it's not one of those attractions that is accessible by everyone. You know, there's so much at Disney that is accessible, and this is one that's not, but I've said this on a lot of shows throughout the years. Swiss Family Treehouse to me was like when I would watch that movie or climb those stairs at the attraction growing up, that truly was for me like, oh my gosh, I want to live in a treehouse like this one day. That's the ultimate idea of what I want for it. And I still am enamored by it every single time I walk up it. You know, it's nothing thrilling. It's not crazy, but it's to me, it's like walking through a museum piece more than anything. And I still find the value in it, even if everyone doesn't. But Rhino,
it's fantastic.
Treehouse.
I like the treehouse too because I'm afraid of heights. I was definitely like deathly afraid of heights when I was a kid, but I still forced myself to go up. But this is a movie that I literally like. I would watch all the time at my grandparents' house. It was like they had certain movies from Disney that was like this, and I know Dumbo was one of the ones that was there. And it was just like, so I have like fond memories, but I used to love like, I know it's technically not Disney, right? Is Bedknobs and Broomsticks? Cause that's
So
MGM,
good.
right?
No, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty
is
Chitty
MGM.
Bang
Yes,
Bang
that's
is, I'm
right.
sorry, I'm getting them mixed up, but that was one as
Equally
well.
as good.
But it was all
gosh.
that in those vein of those things. And so like, I used to like Bedknobs and Broomsticks, I would pretend and do the knob on the bed because there was a bed in my grandparents' house that had the knob. But like, it was the same thing with Swiss Family Robinson too, is that it was always like, plus I always loved Lost in Space. And if you don't know this, Lost in Space was originally called the Swiss Family Robinson Lost in Space.
Oh.
That's why their last name is Robinson. Judy and everything.
my
They
gosh.
are the family Robinson Lost in Space. So that was supposed to be like
cool.
that in space. So I'm always like, I just like that. I don't know. It's one of those movies where I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't done like a modern remake of it in the terms of like the Jungle Cruise or something like that.
Or
you
like
know.
Tarzan, like in Disneyland, right? Because
No,
it's Tarzan's.
he means redoing the
The movie,
Oh,
and I
the
believe
not the tree. No, I don't.
believe-
Don't touch that tree.
no, I believe
no, don't touch the tree.
I
agree.
believe it is in works by who's I don't it might be John Cho.
Wow.
I'm not remembering correctly. I think it was mentioned though during
There's a
one of the Investor Day.
TV. You're right.
Yeah.
A TV remake in the works at Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So that might make that treehouse relevant again or something like that would be interesting. But I mean, that's the hard part is that it's not like I feel like it's part of the adventure movies of Disney. So I don't know that it's as widely seen as it was. I mean, I'm. Is it on Disney Plus?
It's on Disney Plus.
Okay,
can you
yeah.
find out who is the person that's heading that though? Because now it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, John Chu.
John Chu.
Ron Moore of Battlestar Galactica fame and
Okay.
John Chu. I'm assuming it's the same Ron Moore because there's two Ron Moores and Ron Moore. Now I've said that, and I think the Battlestar one has an initial in between. But
I
either
just
way,
feel bad that I called him John Cho. John Chu.
John Chu.
So that was my bad on that. But yeah, very interesting. It is on Disney Plus, and you know there are a lot of aspects of that movie that have not aged well. But one of the weird things, since we're talking about it from the movie front, every time it was like summertime and there was a hill, especially if it was like a muddy hill, I would like in my mind, even if it's only like 5 feet and nothing big, in my mind I would like feel like, oh man, I could put a log there and I could put a coconut bomb there, and then if any people try to climb up this hill, I'm gonna take care of them like in Swiss Family Treehouse. And
I've
It
never
is-
seen the movie.
it is Battlestar Galactica Ron Moore as well. So I just had to be
There
sure
you
about
go.
that. But yeah, you have never seen the movie?
No, I've never seen the movie. I need to put
It's
that on
got
my
the
list.
it's got the kid who played Shaggy Dog is in it too. Because I used to. That's another one of the movies I used to watch all the time at my grandparents'.
A lot of the Tommy Kirk and all of the Disney kid stars all together. So,
that's so cool.
they were all just bouncing around the different Disney movies of that time period, which it makes them all so comfortable to watch next to each other in that way. But Swiss Family Treehouse, that's a good. I feel like our team appreciated that one, and I'm not sure if we'll appreciate it. Coming in at number 14 on this week's Casey Kasem Frank Countdown.
Top 40.
We have top 40 hits. We have for you the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, where you fly high on a magic carpet above Adventureland. And I know Rhino has the nicest things to say about it yet. First, because he thinks that of all these spinner attractions, this is the best one in Magic Kingdom. Unless I'm miscorrecting.
What?
Misremembering that.
I do not
Better
think
than
this is the best
Astro
one.
Was it Steve? Someone on our team at
not
one
me.
point
Bro,
thought that
that
this
camel
was
spits at you. That attraction is in the middle of the road. I would never say this was better than Dumbo. I mean, it moves up and down, I guess, like Dinosaur, like the Triceratops spin it, Triceratops spin it in Dinoland, USA. But my problem with it is that because it exists, I feel like we're never going to get an actual good. We live in that day and age now where that technology is there, where we could have had a really cool Aladdin ride that had to do with being on the carpets or something like that. And I feel like this kind of puts a bad, it's just in the way. It's in the middle. Why'd you plop it right in the middle of a walkway?
So one of the things I was thinking about with it, because I do think that these kind of rides are necessary. And so I've been trying to think about a lot of stuff in this way now, like moving forward is, well, how can you take what's there and make it better? And like the one thing that jumped out to me is think about where we are now in the world of video projection and such and stuff like that. And, in the future, there's going to be even more augmented reality and such. What if you closed in this attraction and you actually could see yourself like flying alongside Aladdin?
I don't think there's enough space though. I think that is a really cool idea.
Yeah, I know there would be difficulties in it because obviously if it's indoors, it would have to, you'd have to build a big box around it first, and then there'd have to be air conditioner units and such like that. Like you have to keep it cool inside. But that to me is like it jumps out right away. Like how do you make this spinner ride different and more useful? And then also like another thing that doesn't have to close down if it's storming in the middle of Florida in the summer. Box it in and like literally make it a round theater around, and you can be flying next to Aladdin. The genie might pop up out of nowhere, and it feels like there's opportunities to make this ride go from being just another spinner attraction in Magic Kingdom to being like, oh, this is something you want to do because it's random and you never know what you're going to see in there.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to have this kind of ride, like you said. For the little ones, I mean, it's nice when you go to an amusement park or a theme park with little ones that has a disbursement of those kid-friendly attractions. It's Disney, so they all are, right? But like a kiddo can get on that attraction and ride it specifically and find some thrill and some joy in it. Like I remember going to Hershey Park. Well, my kids with King's Dominion, like it was, here are the kids' rides, and they weren't really dispersed throughout the park. Hershey Park does it really well, right? There's little kids' attractions throughout the park. This is kind of along the same vein. I feel like we've got to have that there. I do like your idea, Craig, of enclosing it. The only thing I would say is that would then block views of the Tiki room coming from that side of Adventureland. But I think that would be cool. I mean,
what if you make it look like a lamp?
Oh.
So it's just a giant lamp. It would be circular.
I think there's a way around it, and I'm not saying this as a criticism to Disney, but I think that they've kind of sailed the ship on sightlines.
Well, just
so I don't think that's as big of a deal. And then ultimately, too, they would have to theme it in some sort of way. So I'm sure they could find a way to still make it look a little bit normal. And ultimately, it's like we said with Harmonious before that happened. If the end product is so good that it justifies needing it to kind of look a little bit uglier, then why not go for it? True. And so I think it's a way to help this, but we're not here to Imagineer in this way. We are here
To appreciate.
to appreciate. So that's I appreciating.
At the Magic Carpets, that's split controls, right? The front car controls one direction, the back car. I think that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Because everybody has a different job.
Hey, good advice, though. If you are the only person in your carpet, though, make sure you take that front one so you
Yes.
have the up and down controls. Because as someone who was making a video one day and was like, oh, I always like the back seat because then I can get more of the carpet in the front in the view and such. And then I'm stuck at the one level, moving all around. But at the same time, I can bob up and down. So it was pretty embarrassing.
Oh, no.
Just keep that in mind.
I did Google Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, because the kid who I was thinking of from Shaggy Dog, Tommy Kirk, who was in Swiss Family Robinson, he's the kid in Old Yeller. He's Travis in Old Yeller, who's in Babes in Toyland. He's in Flubber, both of the Flubber movies. He died. He just died, in September.
Yes.
Didn't you talk about that on Connecting with Walt?
We did talk about it on
Sad.
Connecting with Walt because he
He's 79.
well,
so I guess,
yeah.
But
He a very prominent Disney star
Yeah.
who then had a couple not so great things go on in his life, and I would listen to Connecting with Walt, our audio history podcast, to hear his eulogy. I think it was right in. I mean, I guess if it was September, it would have been like right after that. So I'm not sure the exact episode, but
Like your Halloween
listen to
episode
them
or
all.
something.
Yeah.
I see the. I just am I just see what the problem is right here. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
It's okay. It's okay. People can listen and do their own research and, make their own decisions in all things of life. But moving on this Casey Kasem countdown, at number 15, we have the one, the only Jungle Cruise, where you set sail on a whimsical cruise through exotic rivers.
It's cool.
It's the best. It is so good.
Yeah.
And I love when it's Jingle Cruise.
I do too. We haven't really talked about the Jungle Cruise too in depth since it finally finished its refurb. And not refurb, I guess reimagining in a way, and a refurb altogether. Like we know they changed a lot of more of the problematic scenes and swapped that out with scenes that have a little bit more whimsy and fun. And I was never, I think since the beginning, the first time that we knew what they were doing with it, it was, I'm excited to see how it's going to move forward in the future. And I feel like they really didn't miss a beat with it at all. There's a couple moments in this version. Now, I haven't been on Disneyland's, but in Walt Disney World's, there's a couple moments where I feel like there's spots that just still feel blank. Like, why didn't they put that? Why didn't they put something else in this specific spot too? Yeah. You can only make the joke about, let me point out some of my favorite plants in so many places. So I feel like it still feels a little bit unfinished, even though it's very much finished. But for the most part, the scenes that they did add to it, I like every single one of them. I think every time you pass a boat where there's the crazy monkeys on it going insane, it's so cute.
It is the most adorable thing. And I didn't feel that way with Disneyland's. I felt like it because I was on it right after it reopened, fairly close. And it was great. I loved, in fact, I went on that one before I went on ours because ours wasn't done yet. It was fantastic. I like their ending scene better than ours. There are slight differences between the two ending scenes. But I think every change that happened was for its betterment. I mean, it's stronger now. Little girls can see girls depicted in the scenes now, female characters as well as male characters. I think that's fun. Like you said, the capsized boat with monkeys and orangutans and chimpanzees going to town on yes, we want more of that. We want more of the fun and the whimsy and the cuteness. This is an attraction that I feel like is completely different night and day. Like riding it at night is so I would highly recommend if you've ridden it during the day and not at night, please make an effort to ride it at night because it is different and it's a little bit spookier and I like it.
Yeah.
And in the rain. Ride it in the rain, too.
I can tell you I'm not going to do that because I melt in water, so I'm absolutely not doing that. But I will say, the only thing I dislike and that I'm not going to appreciate is that, starting with the changes to the ride and then moving all the way through, the wait time is always out of control for it. And that makes me so sad. Like, I'm happy that people are going on it and enjoying it and appreciating it. But it was always like that solid attraction that it was going to be somewhere like between 20 and 40 minutes and like, not out of control. And then that changed. And, I haven't ridden it since it, Jingle Cruise went away from there and went back to its normal version. So I can't speak on the wait times at this current moment, but even during Jingle Cruise in the holiday season, it was regularly getting up into the 2-hour wait for it, which is just, wow, like that's a lot.
Would you recommend that people rope drop Jungle Cruise? Like, if they really want to ride Jungle Cruise, I mean, of all the attractions here in Adventureland, maybe I would say that that's the one that's most in demand and longest to wait to get on. Like, would you suggest that people make a beeline for Jungle Cruise?
If you don't want to buy Genie Plus, I'd say sure. But yeah, Genie Plus could come in handy with it. So, Rhino, thoughts on the Jungle Cruise?
It's fun.
Okay.
I mean, I like
Fantastic.
it. I like the cave with the tiger and the thing. I like the movie a lot. So I'm not as into the lore of the Jungle Cruise as much as everybody else, but I do think it's fun.
Well, I'll say this. Like, there was so much emphasis on the reimagining of it being about the SEA and how they were going to infuse that story in there. And I think I didn't really get any of that besides some of the stuff added to the queue. So I think it was once again that Disney setting us up for thinking that there's this big story involved, but no, it's some scenes have changed and there's new stuff added to the queue, but that's kind of it. That's it. And
you got some crates with the SEA logo on it, but again, that's in the queue. So
yeah. And I will say, besides saying I dislike the attraction, I just have to say, because I can't be all positive and appreciating, the one joke I wish would go away from this attraction is after the backside of water, I hate the O2H chant. Like, something about that just drives me nuts because I'm pretty sure O2H is an actual compound, and I know this is like the ultimate level of nerd, but like for me, the joke needs to work, and if it's not, that's just the backside wouldn't be. It would still be H2O. Mm-hmm. I get the saying it back. I am a buzzkill.
I mean, but it's. I feel like it's unnecessary now that you've brought it up, Frank. I agree. Like, it's not needed.
Frank's the name of the skipper in the movie.
Oh, that's right.
Dwayne the Frank Rock
That
Johnson.
is a really, really cute movie.
That must be who they thought you were getting coffee for. Your friend Frank, Jungle Cruise skipper.
May you've seen him in a little movie.
No, we can't go back to the accents. That's past. Okay, coming in at number 16 on our Adventureland countdown, we have the one, the only Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. Watch tropical birds and colorful flowers come to life. Rhino.
I like this one. My favorite part in this one that I still go in and it's still it literally makes me like, I know it did change and then it changed back. So it makes me feel like, oh, I'm the little kid in there with like my grandparents again. And like, is when it gets to the storm part. I always love that storm part.
Best.
Yeah. It's just like, I love when the guys on the wall start talking and then like the storm go and it's doing the, like all the, and I'm like, I don't know. There's just something to it where I'm still like, there's a little bit of magic in here that I think just kind of stays. I don't know. If that makes sense. I don't use that word often, but there is a little bit of that. Like I know they're animatronic birds. I know Corey Martin hates the clicking sound. We know, but like, there's something to it where I'm like, I wish I could just stay in here for like 2 hours. Like,
well, it captures a moment in time. That's like, that a lot of people now have nostalgia for, even if you weren't a part of it, the mid-century stylistic to it. So, because it's heard with the music and just the attraction itself being developed in the...
I know it's crazy too, but it's like the sound of their voices, not necessarily what is probably offensive accents and stuff like that, but it's like it's like their voices sound like they're coming from a record player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's got that warmness to it that does throw me back. Like whenever the music at Evil Railroad would play, it always had this echo to it because it's, a wide open area and you can always hear that echo. And I thought that was always the speaker. But then my grandfather has the tape still and we played it and I was just like, this is what it sounds like on the tape too. And it's just got a weird, very specific reverb that like it hits me in that olfactory, like I know that smell and not sound, but it brings back, like it immediately snaps you into a place. You know what I mean? A place, a time that is not where you are.
I don't know what you're talking about because with offensive voices, because every German person I know always exclaims "Ach du lieber."
Yes.
That's literally
Just
the
like
part I
that.
was thinking about. Like,
Yes.
that's my favorite part in Jungle Cruise. Actually, is the Auf Wiedersehen. He does the Jesse Plemons does the wave out of the submarine.
It's what
Yes.
Germans do. I think it's well established at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
If cinema's taught me anything, yes.
Yes. It's fantastic. Tiki Room, what is not to love about that? I'm right there with you, Rhino. The favorite scene for me is
Yeah.
the storm scene.
I love it.
And I like when the guys on the side and also the birds of paradise flowers start singing and everything starts getting, coming to that crescendo. I really enjoy that part. But the entire time I'm in there, I am looking around because I want to see all the different things that are there's so much happening that no matter where you sit in the theater, you've got something to look at. You're near one of those classic animatronics. You're just below them. Like it's so great. And it's Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room.
Yes, it is. It is. He operates it every single day.
He does.
Every single
known
day.
fact.
We know that. Yeah.
He's in the control room.
He is. Absolutely. And no breaks. No breaks for
No,
him. So
no breaks.
That's just the breaks you get. Okay, moving on to number 17, we have the one, the only Pirates of the Caribbean, where you embark on a voyage to a time when pirates ruled the seas. All of them. And yes, all of them
Together.
Denny. And
Yes.
I'm going to let you kick it off since this is your favorite
I
attraction.
love pirates. I have said it before and I'll say it again. I love pirates. There's nothing that I love more than being in the Magic Kingdom later in the evening and walking by. Of course, this is something that doesn't happen with as often as it used to, but seeing a 5-minute wait and going, why not? Let's go. Because you're here and it's Pirates of the Caribbean. Again, this is another attraction that I find myself looking around constantly. Like I want to see all the stuff that's happening. I want to see Carlos. I want to see his wife. I want to take note of Barbosa and what he has on and the new, newish.
Loves red.
I'm all right with Red. I am all right with her. And
Oi, turn for a hen.
the hairy leg.
It's the rum they want.
That's right. Bless her heart. Her voice just doesn't fit. But I want to see the guys he's sleeping with the cats and the pigs.
I like the pig, yeah.
I mean, so
It's
good.
the pig they want.
It's the pig they won't.
So good.
We don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
It's
you're fine. I've talked at nauseum about pirates
I
in the
know.
past, so somebody else talk.
the last time I wrote it, I think there's so many parts of our version of Pirates of the Caribbean that I disliked. So I think it stuck out to me more that like I actually do genuinely love the disgusting water smell in there and all the other smells that they added in other scenes too. Like it's a constant. It's a constant for that attraction now that I look forward to when I'm on it. It transports me back. So even if I wish that our Pirates was a little bit longer or made a little more sense or had some different show scenes and such, even like against all that, it's like, yeah, but the one thing that we always have is that smell.
Yes.
And the smells in there and the
Sound like my
music
mom
in
talking
general.
about me. One thing we always
Well,
have is the
Now,
smell.
Ryan, we kicked you out of the house. We cleaned your
Still
room
have the
4
smell.
times,
The
and the smell won't go away. What were you doing in your bedroom?
That's what you get for just making them creepy crawlers in your machines the whole time, day and night.
Is that what you call them?
Do a little bake 'em. You know what I'm talking about? It's like an easy bake oven, but it was for boys.
I do know. I do know. I was going more bold with my joke, but it didn't work.
Yeah, don't be a pervert.
Rhino, you're the only one who hasn't spoken. I like it.
I like it.
Excellent.
I don't really have a lot to say about it. I like the pig.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Jack Sparrow stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. Can't remember. I don't have like strong enough memory to be like, yeah, I remember it before that. But I remember going through it and being like, oh, they incorporated this pretty well. I like smell. I don't know. It's just it's
okay.
fine.
Now you're turning into Rami Malek with this.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan of
I'm a fan of smell.
Sleeping pig.
I was thinking
I'm a
about
fan
that
of
this morning.
burning smell.
My gosh.
I'm a fan of my mom.
I'm a fan of dog with keys.
I'm a fan of the boats bumping into each other.
Oh.
I'm a fan of
Okay, we're still
mischievous dogs with keys. Yeah.
And the Davy Jones waterfall, being turned off, which happens a lot. That would be great if it was back on.
I'm a fan of a mystery mist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of boats in general.
I like handwritten boats.
Rami.
Okay. Well, that does it for our Adventureland attraction. So now we're just going to breeze through the part of this that's going to make you hungry because we've got dining. And coming in at number 18, just outside the realm of Adventureland, but this is where they count it, we have the Spring Roll Snack Cart.
Your favorite.
My favorite thing that ever happened at the Spring Roll Snack Cart was we went there to go shoot a video. And Craig, we were like taking the photos. He took the photo and he was like, wouldn't it be funny if I just dropped these? And I said, I don't know if it'd be funny, but it'd be pretty sad. And then when he was done taking the photo, he grabbed them to move them over and dropped them. And I couldn't stop laughing because it literally had happened exactly as he said. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
You manifested it.
I did.
The cast members were very nice, though. And they were like, we saw what happened. Here you go.
Yeah.
Were you crying? Is that why they took pity on the little boy who was crying? Because he dropped his spring roll?
He did throw a fit a little bit.
I did. Come on, guys. This wasn't fair.
Stompy feet and arms. I can't believe I just
You
did
throw
that.
yourself on the ground and you...
No, that's a little too intense for me. Okay. But I did make it known for everyone around me that I wasn't okay with what I just did to myself. But yeah, so I think, with my stance on the spring roll cart, I've been pretty clear with it now with the dining reviews that I've done over and over again on the Disney Dining channel, because they do update the spring rolls here pretty regularly. So I haven't tried the 50th ones still, the pastrami ones, but I still have that on my list. Every time I walk and get in line, I'm then like, oh, I can go eat this instead. So I do need to try them, but ultimately I've made it clear I don't like the cheeseburger ones. It's never clicked for me. But I think the pizza ones were tasty when they had those there. I really like the pizza ones. It was tasty. It's really expensive. It's really expensive. But a lot of people get upset with me that Disney Food Blog and everyone, the internet has unanimously decided that the spring rolls are the greatest thing ever. So I'm wrong that I don't like them, but I don't know. It's just to me, it's something that it comes out of the freezer section essentially, and and I've had better spring rolls and takes on it at other restaurants as well too. So
there was a place here. It was like it's funny that you said this because I was literally thinking about it this morning because I was thinking about the egg rolls and I was like, they're not as good as like there was this one place that used to be a food truck and then it had they made a store and then they went back to a food truck, the Philly one, because those ones are like big. And they make like a bunch of different flavors of them, but my God, they will change your life. They were so good. But that's where I'm like, so I feel like I had those way before I had these, and I was like, these are a less good version of it. Exactly. I think you nailed it on the head where it feels like I don't not like them, but I also don't like run out of my way because it is like something where you're like, well, I'd have them in the freezer at home. And they're great when you need them and want them.
When they're expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never had a spring roll there. I have the recipe for the pizza ones, for the pepperoni ones that I've considered doing for Saturday snacks. So I might do it in the future, and then I will need to go and get one of them in the park so I can kind of talk about it.
I applaud anyone who enjoys them and loves them, but my stance on it is when you're only like a couple dollars more from having a full quick service meal, why would you settle for two not super filling spring rolls when you could have a bigger meal? But I guess if you're just truly eating as a snack, there's that. But everyone's different. But there's always a snack for someone out in Walt Disney World, and if the spring rolls are yours, then I'm happy for you. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's
It's good. Coming in at number 19, we have Sunshine Tree Terrace, home of the one and only Orange Bird.
Orange
Am I pronouncing that correctly? Orange Bird.
They don't have it there anymore.
Oh, he's still there though. He's hanging
there.
up there.
He's on the wall.
The
They took away the
citrus- I
citrus
know.
swirl. Crazy people.
The Citrus Swirl has been bumped by that sparkling apple cider 50th anniversary thing,
Yeah.
which is a crying shame. Literally, it's the namesake for the little bird that is the mascot of the location, and they bump his treat for this swirly drink. It's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. No, it is a shame. I like the other one better though.
Do you?
Not the citrus swirl. The
Dole
other.
Whip?
No, they had the citrus swirl was the
Yeah.
one that tasted more like orange juice, and then they had the one that tasted more like a creamsicle. I can't remember what. I like that one better of the two, and I am like just completely blanking, and I don't want to get away from my map, or then I'm going to be completely screwed up on this. So
right now on the menu, it's chocolate and vanilla swirl, chocolate soft serve cup, Dole Whip, orange cup. And then you've got the orange cream soft serve cup. That is the Dole Whip orange with vanilla swirl.
So I said exactly.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one. I like that. I like creamsicles a lot.
Okay.
Creamsicles make me happy. So nothing against the citrus swirl. I just found, I liked the creamy side better than the more straight on orange juicy taste to it. But still. I think they're delicious treats. I was getting to the point where I start to appreciate those more than Dole Whips themselves, just because Dole Whip has just grown to be so big in so many places inside and outside of Walt Disney World that it still feels special now when you have something from Sunshine Tree Terrace that is still, citrusy and themed to that land. So I think I appreciate them a little bit more.
I agree.
Fantastic. What, Rhino?
Do you ever stop there?
No, they took away the thing I like.
There you go.
Well, Rhino, I'm pretty sure you could find something that you like at our number 20 spot. It is the one, the only Jungle Navigation Company Ltd. Skipper Canteen. And I know we are all fans of this restaurant. I know we have all eaten there at various times, some more than others, but unanimously, I think we can all say that we are fans of this place.
Yeah, I think I have not eaten there very often. Like I've been there like twice, I think.
I've only been there
Maybe once actually.
Okay. I think I've been there most at 3 times, which is not a lot. I honestly, I would go there more often. And there are many times that I'm looking up like, okay, dining availability around what is there, like, because I've said on other shows recently, I don't eat sit down restaurants that much at Walt Disney World except for work, but every now and then I'm like, I am craving it, so I want to get over there. And inevitably, when I see the Jungle Skipper Canteen reservations pop up, I'm like, oh, that would be good. That would be good right now. Except I have to drive all the way there, go to the parking lot, walk or take a tram from the parking lot, then get on the monorail, and then all the way around. It's like, so I'm hungry right now.
We know it sounds ridiculous to you who are sitting there watching us or listening to us from the Mid-Atlantic or say the Pacific Northwest, that we are complaining about the fact that it takes forever to get to the Magic Kingdom, but it does. Comparable to the other locations, the other parks. I'm sorry to have cut you off there.
No,
Craig.
thank
just
you.
know, like, We live here.
Yeah.
Like, of course. Are you kidding me? But it's hard when you compare them all sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's relatively easy to always get a Skipper Canteen reservation. So that's why it's like, I'm not jumping on it. It would be different if it was like one of the hard to get restaurants inside Magic Kingdom that's like, oh, that did pop up. Yeah, I will put in the extra effort to get over there. But for Skipper Canteen, it's just, I've never had a bad meal there. I like the flavors that they're trying to go with, whether it's from the fish or.
I was going to ask you what you had.
I've had the fish. I've had a pork dish from there before, and I don't have the menu up in front of me. And the first time I went there, I don't remember what I got.
I did have the fish. There's like a version of pad thai on here that I'm like, I kind of want to go try. I had the falafel too, which was like an appetizer that was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know they used to serve it. I can't remember what it's called, but the green soda that was at Epcot that I really liked. That was one of the drinks that was there. They have the Congaloosh. There's like a beer that's made exclusively for Walt Disney World that you can get here too. So I'm like, I want to go back.
I've had the Hearty Har Char. Pork.
I've had that. I've had the sustainable fish, and then I've also had the tastes like chicken because it is.
Oh, cool. I like how the fish says not piranha.
The first time I got it, it was piranha.
It was?
Yeah, it was a mislabel.
Oh,
No.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's why they actually changed that in the menu, because they're like, whoop, we
Whoops.
accidentally served this guy piranha.
For
That
legal
can't happen
purposes,
again. Yeah.
we gotta. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Whew.
No, for sure. So a good sit-down option if you haven't tried it before. Look at the menu, decide if it's something you're interested in. If it is, give it a shot. Think about it seriously. Speaking, we did Sunshine Tree Terrace at number 19. At number 21, we have the other place to get your soft serves. We have Aloha Isle, home of the Dole Whip. And what more can you say about it? It's a classic. You know, it's so classic that the Aloha Isle switched places with Sunshine Tree Terrace just so it had more room in order to sell Dole Whip. And it still draws crowds and is always constantly crazy. But it's because, you know what? Dole Whips just taste good when you're walking around Walt Disney World on a hot day.
They do, and they're also dairy free, so that helps.
Yes.
That helps to serve a whole group of friends who, look at these amazing desserts throughout the Disney parks and go, "Yeah, I can't eat that," but this is something they actually can eat, and so I understand the popularity of it. If you're going to Aloha Isle, please use mobile order. That's the best thing to come to Aloha Isle.
Yeah,
in my opinion, is the fact that you can do a mobile order, walk up. They'll pull it for you right then, and then you're out.
There is a convenience to the mobile order there, but just know with the mobile order, it's not as well set up as some other ones. So you'll place your mobile order, you'll say I'm there, and then I would say it has one of the longer turnaround times, even though like you would think saying I'm there, yeah, they're going to make it right away. Really, it's just holding a place in line for you, because then you still go up to the counter, you say your order, then they make your ice cream for you. Your Dole Whip, not ice cream. I apologize for that misstatement on it. So it's not like, oh, we're making your food in the background, we'll let you know when it's ready. It's a virtual spot in a line. So, but yeah, the one thing I miss from there that I hope gets to come back after the 50th anniversary, I love that the pineapple upside down dessert that they have.
Oh, is it not
so
there?
good.
Because I never had it either, and I'm like, it looks so good.
Nope, it went away with the 50th anniversary once they added the stuff in there. So I hope it comes back one day. Sad. I hope so. Yeah, sad. Well, there won't be a lot of dry eyes in the house because we're finally at the end here with our number.
I thought you were going to say, continuing with sad, we have number 2.
Oh, no, Denny, appreciation.
Right,
and Tortuga Tavern coming in at number 22, Tortuga Tavern. And I do appreciate this because regardless of where I get food from in Magic Kingdom, I know that I'm always sure to find a good seat somewhere around Tortuga Tavern. Not because of the quality of its food. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just saying it's such a big seating area and it's never filled up. So you always know you can grab a seat over there.
And it's fairly cool because, it's not it's not enclosed or anything like that, but it's still nice and cool. And Rhino, you loved your chicken strips on the 50th anniversary at Tortuga Tavern, didn't you? You loved them, right? Right?
They were fine.
No.
They were.
I think they were wet. Wasn't it wet chicken? Is
yeah,
that
it
what
was
you
essentially just wet chicken that was colored orange. I feel like, but it was. I was starving, so it's like it was fine.
Yeah.
It's a place where I was just like, is this ever open? And then all of a sudden now it's open all the time. So I'm like, okay.
You know, I typically don't like the food that they have there, but I appreciate how they constantly seem like they try when they reopen. You know, it's like there might be a hot dog in the menu or a turkey leg, but like they have the peanut butter banana fluffernutter sandwich. I think it's fluffer or no, it was hazelnut spread. It was peanut butter. It was hazelnut spread with bananas. I had it in a video and it was messy and too sweet for me, but I appreciated the effort that they put into actually like trying something different. And they did barbecue there for a while, which again, it's like, okay, yeah, you know, try something different. So I like that when they do go through their spurts of being open, at least it's not just more of the rest. It's not more of the rest. There might be something basic on there, but they look to at least go the next level and try something different.
Well, and when it's closed, I always go, oh man, I wish that was open. Like, why wouldn't you have that open? So it's, to be fair, it's nice. It's always nice to have more options rather than less.
I think they would love to have it open. The problem is Red's too busy in the ride and she can't be across the street talking about Tortuga Tavern. Am I making this up? I feel like the logo, it's not Red on the logo, but I feel like it looks just like her in a way. Maybe I'm making this all up in my head, and that's why I channeled her. I don't know. My mind's going. Can't be bothered with anything these days. I know Rhino's fact-checking me right now on it. It's not Red at all, is it? It's not even a pirate on there.
I mean...
It kind of looks like her, right?
Sort of, like she's got the hat and like...
Does she have a pipe? Is she smoking a pipe?
No, girl, she is not going to pipe. That's just her hair.
It's blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
So I made it up.
It's not Red, I don't think.
No, I know it's not Red, but it's close enough to Red.
It's just a lady that's just like looking wistfully out at the horizon.
Wistfully at the chicken strips.
So what do we call her then?
Lady.
We just call her Lady.
Lady Pirate.
She's got red hair. That looks red to me.
There's some blue
or is that
in
brown?
it. No,
there's
I
also
think
blue.
I think that's a.
Are you sure the blue isn't
No, I think
scarf?
it's a bandana.
It's not a scarf.
Around the head.
Yeah, she's. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Isn't there a character in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie when they go to Tortuga that like slaps Jack and like talks to him or whatever? Is that who this lady's supposed to be? I feel like he gets slapped like 5 times.
Oh, he does get slapped a lot. I feel like the lady on Tortuga Tavern looks closer to in the Jungle Cruise movie.
Yes, that looks like Trader Sam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is.
I have video of your chicken strips right here.
Penny is really laying into these chicken strips.
They just, yeah. Mm-mm.
They deserve to be more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They wanted to be more, but they were not.
They had
ultimately
higher aspirations.
And you know what? That's not all chicken strips can graduate and go to college.
Yes, it was the peanut butter.
What's that even mean?
I don't even know.
Peanut butter, chocolate hazelnut spread, and banana sandwich with house-made chips. You got house-made chips with that sandwich?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that I said. It was nice that the chips were with it because that way you had a little saltiness to balance out the sweet side of it. And I like Disney's house-made chips. They're the same exact
rustic.
ones. Yes, they are very rustic.
Yes, very.
So,
but I'm talking like Jiminy Glick all of a sudden. They were very rustic, deep in the color.
Wow, Jiminy. Not Cricket. Not Cricket, the other one.
You're a little wooden boy, little boy with strings.
Okay. I think we spent too much time on Tortuga Tavern, and that takes us to the end of Adventureland. Some of these lands on this map have shopping involved, others don't, and this is one that just ignored the shopping. So for that reason,
there is shopping there.
There absolutely is. There's the Sunglass Hut, and technically Pirates of the Caribbean gift
These
shop.
Came from the Sunglass Hut.
Nice.
Pete was there one day, and it was a buy 2 get 1 free. Guess who got the free one?
You did. You got those Tom Fords featured prominently in the movie House of Gucci, directed by Ridley Scott.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see
I
it.
can't believe these have made it 5 years. He bought this for me like 5 years ago. But some listeners actually sent me a new pair that look very similar to this that are pretty cool. I'm just afraid to wear them out into the parks or anything. So they're my like backup emergency ones.
Yeah. Well,
But they're pretty sharp. I like those ones.
No, I like. Hey, I have more appreciation for them after the movie because I didn't realize that Tom Ford was who they brought in to revitalize Gucci after it was.
I didn't know that either. We're learning here today.
They're like, we're an Italian company and we're starting to falter. We're starting to get known for not quality. What can we do? How can we rebrand? And they're like, let's get that Texan, Tom Ford.
Tom Ford
and we
can do
are
no
going
wrong.
to
He
bring
makes a
him
good
in,
lipstick.
and he did everything. I've used his lipstick very often.
Have you?
No.
I haven't yet. I'm going to treat myself at some point. I was going to say, Craig, that's a whole nother conversation, really. But that Pirates of the Caribbean shop is so good. I love that shop. There's a little something for everyone in there. Like, fun little shirts that you don't see anywhere else that are pirates themed. Like, it's just a treasure trove.
Yep.
Haha, makes sense because it's pirates.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I was very obsessed with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies when I was, when they were at their peak of popularity. So I went through such a long streak of purchasing way too much pirate stuff that I am now like, I have a limit to myself. I will not buy anything pirates related. And just because I don't need any more. I now have boxes and boxes in my garage of all my childhood stuff that is like filled with all this Pirates of the Caribbean merchandise. And
wow.
Like I hold off on it, but I do appreciate it. And now they have Jungle Cruise merch in there too, and they've branched out a little bit. So I do. I think it's one of the more fun ones to walk through. And you know what? You're forced to walk through it anyways as you're leaving Pirates. So you might as well enjoy the look around while you can.
Mm-hmm. And there's bathrooms back there. So if anybody's looking for a potty.
Gotta go potty.
Oh my God. You know what, Rhino?
What?
Now that we finally have Denny on the team, we can talk about the bathrooms again at some point in time.
I have my favorite bathrooms.
No.
Because No, you don't want to have that conversation
No.
again?
That was like the first episode. It was like smells, and everybody was like, now.
Oh my gosh.
No,
What?
it was more that they didn't like us talking about it because we talked about it only from the gentleman's side. And we
Guys,
didn't have-
so what you're suggesting is that we go through each park and we're going to find the best bathrooms to use and rate them?
Absolutely.
Because I'd use that list in
Yeah.
my regular day life.
Mm-hmm.
Which ones are the biggest? Which ones are often the cleanest or the messiest?
I could rattle off a few right here.
Well, we're not going to do that.
Nope.
We're going to save that for another
Spoiler.
show because now we are going back on the
More
rails.
like
Teaser.
off the rails, more like off the porcelain.
Hey.
Am I right? Boom, nailed it.
Yeah, the spin-off special series.
The spinoff.
Yeah.
On this very
Spin-off.
special episode of Off
Wash
the
your
Rails.
hands.
Off the porcelain. I like that. I like that, Rhino. I don't think Disney's are actually porcelain. I don't know. Maybe they are. Seems like an investment. I don't know. We're going to end this episode. We're going back on the rails. Thank you so much to everyone for watching and listening. I hope you truly enjoyed it. If you did and you want to support us more, you can always book a trip through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, questions, and video suggestions in the comments section below. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to Off the Rails wherever you're listening to the show. And if it's through Apple Podcasts, take the moment to leave a 5-star rating and review so more people are able to find the show. But that's going to do it for this week's Off the Rails. Thank you so much to Denny and Rhino for having this conversation with me. And thank you, everyone, for watching
fine.
and listening. It was fine. That's the episode. I want every comment to say before they say what they actually want to say. Just want them to say, it was fine.
It's good.
It was fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I like it.
I like it.
It was
I
fine.
should have said.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I want them
that's
to say.
my soundbite.
I like it.
I like it.
It was fine. But that's it for this week's episode of Off the Rails. We'll see you again real soon. Next time we go off the rails. Take care. Bye-bye.